Thanks again for joining us. Today we have a short video by James MacFarlane of Cantabria Labs. Today he'll be presenting a new publication launched on the Frontiers of Medicine journal earlier this year, 2021, which demonstrates Fernblock as a valuable tool to help maintain skin's defences against damage by solar and light radiation. This is one in a series, so do be sure to jump back onto either our YouTube channel or onto our Solafern resources page to continue watching further scientific updates. Now, let's get this started, shall we?
So the first one involves immunoprotection. As you know, from the very beginning, Heliocare has claimed Fernblock photoimmunoprotection technology. This set us apart immediately from the rest of the competition that talked about photoprotection. We already, 15 years ago, were talking about photoimmunoprotection. The claim of helping to protect the skin's immunological defenses against damage from UVA and UVB is very important. As you know, an immune system, a healthy immune system, helps the skin to protect itself, obviously from external infective agents such as fungi, bacteria, and viruses, but it's also fundamental to protecting the skin from the development of skin cancer, because the skin defenses detect mutations in the DNA and help to destroy the mutant cells. So it plays a very important role in guaranteeing healthy skin from a number of points of view. It's something that we haven't worked on very much from a marketing point of view. We've worked on it from the beginning. You remember in the famous 2004 middle camp publications from Harvard University, there were excellent photos before and after of the Langerhans cell population. But after that, we really didn't focus much on the immunoprotection. With COVID, obviously, there was a lot of attention placed on immunoprotection, doing everything we can to help the body protect itself from external infections, not just COVID, but of course, a wide variety of external agents. And so we decided to return to investigate a little bit more the immunoprotection capability of Fernblock. In February or March, we presented a poster in the the Spanish Society of Photobiology, where we demonstrated that Fernblock in topical sunscreen can help to increase the human immunoprotection factor. Okay, so as we have the SPF, which helps to designate the protection against damage from UVB, the human immunoprotection factor helps to measure protection of the skin's immunological defenses. So we published the poster, very interesting feedback from doctors. The poster results have been published. So basically, this is the same study that we talked about in March or April, but it has been published. So of course, as you know, a publication provides more credibility to our claims, a possibility to return to talk to your doctor about the results. So we'll go through it very briefly. Fernblock increases the immunoprotection factor of topical sunscreen formulations. Okay, so this is a very important, a very strong claim. As I said, in the past, Fernblock has demonstrated immunoprotection properties both in vitro and in vivo with topical application and oral administration. So we worked on the concept a little bit. At the same time, it has also been hypothesized that Fernblock can act as a biological filter. Okay, so that Fernblock itself in sunscreens can absorb the radiation, acting in a similar way to a chemical filter, for example. So it can absorb the radiation, meaning that less radiation penetrates into the skin where it can cause damage. The purpose of this study was to demonstrate and quantify this barrier or absorption ability of Fernblock, particularly with respect to prevention of damage to the skin's immunological system. So in terms of damage to the skin's immunological defenses, scientists have determined the main wavelengths responsible for this damage to the skin's immunological defenses. And based on these radiations, they have developed the human immunoprotection factor. Okay, it's not a new concept. It just hasn't been used very much by marketing companies. It was first published in the British Journal of Dermatology, very authoritative in 2010. And so we followed this methodology in testing our formulation's ability to protect it against damage to the immune system. What we did is we tested Fernblock alone. Okay, we tested 4 different combination of filters, and then we tested that same combination of filters with Fernblock to see that the additional contribution of Fernblock to the HIF, human immunoprotection factor. First of all, what we saw, very interesting, is that Fernblock does have the ability to absorb UV and visible light radiation. You can see here the absorption of different concentrations of Fernblock. Okay, so again, acting as if it were a chemical filter in some way, absorbing the radiation. Excellent absorption in the UVB range, but also very good absorption UVA, and also in the visible light range. Okay, so this is one of the reasons that Fernblock has a claim of protection against visible light, acting as a physical or mechanical barrier to the radiation. Then, as I mentioned earlier, we tested 4 different formulations. Okay, here you can see them, where we measured the absorbance of Fernblock, of the filter combination, and then of the combination of the filter combination with Fernblock to see the additional activity that was provided by Fernblock. This was quantified into the HIF, the human immunoprotection factor, and we see that Fernblock was able to boost this factor by up to 17.6%. Okay, so the difference really between this publication and the poster results is that we added a 4th sample. This 4th sample provided even better immunoprotection activity with Fernblock. Okay, so our claim is even more powerful. As you can see, Fernblock can increase the human immunoprotection factor by up to 18%. Okay, so here we have, for example, if we take sample 2, we have the immune protection factor of the Fernblock alone, of the sunscreen, so the combination of filters, and then here are the filters, here is Fernblock, and here is the combination of the 2. Okay, so interesting results. What is the conclusion? That in sunscreen formulations and topical formulations, Fernblock acts as a biological filter, because it's not a chemical filter, it's not a mineral filter, it's a biological filter based on a plant extract, absorbing radiation, and thus enhancing the activity of chemical and mineral filters. The presence of 1% Fernblock, which is the quantity we have, as you know, in our formulations, in topical sunscreens, can increase the protection of the skin's immune defenses by up to 18%. And we also looked at the SPF and the UVA-PF, and we saw that it was very good at increasing those levels as well. In fact, SPF we were able to increase by 21%. This is a very important finding and something we will be working on in the future as we look for more and different ways of providing sun protection beyond just the traditional filters, which have a series of inconveniences. This, in addition to the demonstrated biological photoimmunoprotection activity in vitro and in vivo with oral administration make Fernblock a valuable tool to help maintain the skin's immune defenses against damage by solar and light radiation. Okay, so this is an actual quantification of the contribution of Fernblock to increasing the human immunoprotection factor. So I think this can be a very important claim for you. It is something that only Fernblock can give to a topical sunscreen formulation. Obviously, filters help to protect the immune system by blocking the penetration of radiation, but Fernblock can increase that protection even more. Okay, so I think a very interesting claim, very pertinent as we are still battling with COVID. There's increased concern about skin hygiene, about protecting skin. We know that skin is the first, along with the lungs, the first entry level for bacteria and infectious disease into the skin.
Right, as you see there, we are running into our second video, so I'll stop this one here and I'll see you on to the next video. Wasn't that an exciting bit of information from James with exciting studies and possible advances to come? Right, see you at the next one. Bye for now.